Hello friends, let's discuss today's first question. Here's about nuclear energy. Which state or union territory may soon become home to northern India's first ever nuclear plant? This is under construction at Gorakhpur village, near Gorakhpur village in Haryana. It's in Haryana. Now, I want you to write a bit about nuclear energy in India. So, this is, northern India's first nuclear reactor. But let's write a bit about nuclear energy in India. So India has 22 nuke reactors. Nuke is nuclear. India has 22 nuke reactors in 8 nuclear plants. Okay, we have 22 nuke reactors in 8 nuke plants, and they come in with the installed capacity of about 7. I think it's 740, 7340, 7380, make it 74 megawatts. It's 7380 to be precise. Okay, so the total installed capacity of nuclear energy generation is about 7400 megawatts. Now, this contributes to nuclear energy contributes to 3.1% of India's total power generation. 3.1% of India's total power generation. The highest is of highest contribution is made by thermal energy, which is like what? Little around 60%, followed by hydroelectricity. Then we have solar, wind, all these renewables. Now, to repeat, there are 22 nuclear reactors in India across 8 plants, and this is one of those nuclear reactors, plants. Coming to the installed capacity, it is 7,380 megawatts, and all of this contribute to about 3.1% of our power generation. Okay, so this is in Haryana, guys. Haryana. The first nuclear reactor in India was Tarapur Atomic Power Plant, which is in Maharashtra, Maharashtra. Okay, there we go. And that was in the 1960s. 1960s. So, I guess there's hardly anything to discuss here. Let's go from here. Which 3 nations participated in the naval exercise codenamed MOSI II? MOSI 2, you could say, in the Indian Ocean. Well, it is these 3 countries: South Africa, Russia, and China. Now, I want you to understand this is MOSI 2. MOSI 1 was held in November 2019. The 2 most important goals of this joint naval exercise is anti-piracy operations and air defense. I'm so sorry. Anti-piracy and strengthening air defense. So, the Chinese Navy is said to be one of the 2 largest naval forces in the world, and by some accounts, it will overtake the US by the end of this decade. Actually, that's a lot, my friends. So, what do we do is discuss about this. See, there are countries like BRICS. There are countries like IBSA in this particular thing. If you look at IBSA, IBSA. India, Brazil, South Africa, that's IBSA, IBSA. Then we have BRICS, Brazil, India, China, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So in this case, I'll discuss only South Africa. South Africa is called RSA, the Republic of South Africa. This is slightly different now, very different from KSA, which is the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Now, one is kingdom, the other is a republic. A kingdom is where the head of the state is a monarch, whereas in a republic, the head of the state is an elected representative. Okay, so South Africa is is a republic, and it's home to. Okay, let me write here. The president Cyril Ramaphosa. Cyril Ramaphosa. This is the president. South Africa has got 3 capitals. Okay, one is Bloemfontein. Then there is Cape Town, and Pretoria. In fact, the recent T20 World Cup Women's World Cup was held in South Africa, especially in Cape Town. Yeah, in all these matches in the background, you could have seen the Table Mountain, which is like more like a flat land basically. Okay. Now, what's a cape? Cape is a geographical feature, my friends. Let's say there is a land here. Okay, this land is is jutting out into the ocean. This is ocean, water body basically, a sea and thing, and this is land. Okay, so a narrow jutting or projection of the land into the sea is a cape. Okay, where the land projects into the sea, that's a cape. Now if you look at a bay, we have what we say, the Bay of Bengal here. A bay is a water body surrounded by land on three sides. That's how it is, surrounded by land on three sides. So Bay of Bengal has India, Bangladesh and Myanmar. Okay, the currency of South Africa is Rand, R-A-N-D. That should be it. Whom the following Indians was conferred with the International Mother Language Day by Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in Dhaka. Now, this is Mahendra Mishra. Dr. Mahendra Kumar Mishra is from Odisha. He has been recognized for his work for the preservation and advancement of mother tongues, mother tongues and other indigenous languages, native languages. So this has been a lifelong work of Dr. Mishra, and as far as this award is concerned, two persons are honored, one national, one international, and then two are given national awards, one international award and one international mention of honor. So coming to this, see, these two Bangladeshis were given the award, national. This is National Mother Language Award here. This is honorable mention was made. Honorable mention. Global Society is from Vancouver. You're familiar with Vancouver? It's in Canada. It's almost on the west coast of Canada. Vancouver is consistently rated as the best city to settle in. Extremely low crime, almost no crime. Decent quality of decent cost of living and great quality of life, clean air, all that stuff. So two nationals in Bangladesh are given this award every year. Coming to the global stage, this there is a lifetime achievement. There is this individual award, and then there is an honorable mention. The individual award this year went to Dr. Mahendra Mishra, while the honorable mention was made of Global Society of Vancouver. Now, do we know when is the International Mother Language Day celebrated? Feb 21st. International Mother Language Day. Okay, International Mother Language Day. In the Union Budget 23-24, the Centre proposed to eliminate sickle cell anemia by 20 years from today. Now, what is sickle cell anemia? See, anemia is where the red blood cells, there isn't enough red blood cells, and whatever are there, they don't carry enough oxygen to different parts of the body. Now, the issue is these two anemia. Anemia is like, where there is a decrease in, hemoglobin and all that related stuff. Why is it called sickle cell anemia? See, okay, let me give you some notes on this, then I will explain this particular part. You could write this. Inherent blood disorder. Sickle cell anemia is an inherent blood disorder. Okay, it is genetic. It's more or less genetic actually. Next, affects red blood cells by turning them from round flexible discs into stiff and sticky sickle shaped cells. So affects red blood cells by turning them from round flexible discs into stiff and sticky sickle shaped sickle shaped cells that block blood flows, that block blood flow. Full stop. See, this is what happens. So this is how normally our blood cells are. Red blood cells are round, they are lumpy, kind of flexible and all that. Okay, flexible enough that they can squeeze in basically into narrow vessels and move through this. But what happens is that certain of these skills basically they turn into certain of these cells basically they turn into sickles. They turn into sickles. Now when they turn into sickles, they kind of block the flow of blood, and this causes a lot of problems, especially lack of oxygen, lack of hemoglobin, and which effectively means people don't get enough brain air into to enough blood to different parts of the body, and especially to the brain. Now this also leads to a lot of diseases, mainly anemia, and there is no actual cure for this disease, my friends. There is no cure, because these are sickle shaped. You see this sickles, they are used for agriculture operations and all. So this is sickle. They kind of block the flow of blood like this. That's why it's called sickle cell anemia, because these are sickle shaped. These cells are sickle shaped. They're called sickle cell, and because they block the flow of blood, they cause anemia, and that's why it's called sickle cell anemia. Okay, it could be abolished through proper early diagnosis and some better diet, better treatment, and all that. But technically, there is no cure for it. Okay. The UNESCO World Heritage Site, which is the Inca citadel of Machu Picchu, was recently reopened. This site is in Peru. You see this? Yeah. This is Machu Picchu, and this is at a height of about 2380 meters. 2380 meters. Take 2400 meters. This was built 2400 meters above the sea level. This is in the Andes Mountains. The Andes Mountain range is the longest north to south mountain range. Okay. Now, the Incas. So when was this built actually? This was built sometime around, there is no proper story as to when this was built, but it is believed to be built around 600 years back, 650 years back. One thing you need to understand is that the Inca people who lived here, Inca, INCA, Mayans lived in Central America, Mexico and related areas. Inca lived in Peru. Okay. The Inca people have had no written language. Yes, no written language. The Inca had no written language, which means that there were no records of why these were maintained, why were these built. So everything was orally passed. So we do not have a record of what are these buildings for, what is that circular shaped stone, why buildings are constructed in this way, why a particular design is that way. There is no reason, there is no way we can know that. Now we know these things only from the kind of interpretation that archaeologists have given to this. As such, there is no written record. Got it? Yeah. A lot of things are related to names. Like for example, there is this cup. We call it a cup because someone in the beginning called it. Beginning means when this, let's say, no one had any particular word for it. Let's say someone called it cup, and this is how it moved from then. Okay. Today I can't call it duster. People would laugh at me. But if the beginning this had been called duster, we all would have been calling it duster. Okay, that's how it works, my friends. There's nothing else about this. Yeah. So technically, we don't know why they have been built. So all these things around in the Inca civilization give us no clear understanding. They give us the clarity that archaeologists give us. That's about it. Nothing else. Okay. Now, Peru's capital is Lima. The president here is Dina Boluarte, and the currency is Sol. Okay. Bolivia. There are two capitals, La Paz, which is the world's highest capital city. You could write this also. World's highest capital city, La Paz, and Sucre. So there are two capitals. Okay. The president here is Louis Archie. Louis Archie. And the currency is Boliviano. Boliviano. That's the currency. So capital, leader, currency. In the last class we discussed Chile, so let's not waste time. Brazil and Chile we had discussed. Argentina, the capital is Buenos Aires. The president is Alberto Fernandez. Alberto Fernandez, and the currency is peso. Argentinian peso. The Goods and Services Council, in its 49th meeting on 8 February 2023, approved the formation of the GSTAT, which is the GST Appellate Tribunal, identify the correct statements. ABCD are correct. Last one is incorrect. Because one of the two statements between D and E have to be, only one could be correct. So it is D that's correct. The chairperson of the GST, that is GST Appellate Tribunal, which had been approved at this GST meeting. So this GST meeting's chairperson was Nirmala Sitharaman, Finance Minister and the Minister of Corporate Affairs. Minister of Corporate Affairs. So, collections of GST have been rising every year, my friends, every month on month. In February, it was 1.49 lakh, my friends. Yeah. Prime Minister Narendra Modi approved the strategically vital Shinkunla tunnel, which ensures all-weather connectivity between Ladakh and Himachal Pradesh. So this is a 4.1 kilometer tunnel, my friends. 4.1 kilometer tunnel. That's about it. And without this tunnel, it would be pretty difficult to move between places, especially in winter. Yeah. So this is an all-weather connectivity. And Himachal Pradesh has, after the Congress won the election, state assembly election there, has a CM named Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu. Sukhwinder Sukhu. Okay. Sukhwinder Sukhu. Uttarakhand, CM is Pushkar Singh Dhami. Pushkar Singh Dhami. Coming to Ladakh, they have a Lieutenant Governor whose name is retired Brigadier B.D. Mishra. B.D. Mishra. Then, anything else? J&K, LG, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha. Manoj Sinha. By partnering with which Central Asian nations did India host the 4th joint military exercise named Dustalik? There are 5 countries here which you need to be familiar with. The super large country of Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan and Turkmenistan. Okay, I want to write about each of this. Very important, because in exams they give you these kinds of questions. Who among the following is the president of so and so place? Okay. Tajikistan's the capital is Bishkek. Sorry, Tajikistan, no? Sorry, that is Kyrgyzstan. Tajikistan's capital is Dushanbe. Dushanbe. And the president here is Imamali Rahman. Imamali Rahman. And the currency is Somoni. Okay, Imamali Rahman, Somali. Okay. Next, Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is a pretty large country. Look at this huge country, my friends. Its capital is Astana. Okay. The president is a guy called Kasim Jamaat Tokayev. Yeah, Kasim Jamaat Tokayev. Yes, yes. And the currency of Kazakhstan is tenge. If you want to write one more thing, world's largest landlocked country. World's largest landlocked country. It's the 8th largest country in the world, but among landlocked country, that is the country without access to sea. Forget that Caspian Sea here, which is an inland sea. We're talking about the ocean surfaces, oceans and all that. So Kazakhstan does not have a coast, and consequently it has the largest, it is the largest landlocked country in the world. Yeah. Uzbekistan. That's our answer anyway. Uzbekistan's capital is Tashkent. Shavkat Mirzi Yo-Yo. Okay, and the currency is Uzbekistan's currency is Som. Yeah. Generally confusing, but it's okay. Because the previous one, Tajikistan Somani, this is Som. Yeah. Then we have Turkmenistan. See, this is the country of Turkmenistan. What's the capital there? Ashgabat. The president here is a guy called Sardar Berdi Muhammad. Berdi Muhammad. I'm so sorry. I think I made a blunder. Okay. Berdi Muhammad. Let me write it here. Sardar Berdi Muhammadov. In some places you may not find Berdi Muhammadov. You may find Muhammadov. Both are good spellings. Okay. And the currency of what is this? Uzbekistan. Sorry. Turkmenistan is what is this currency? I'm always confused about this manat. It's manat, my friends, because it's one currency that has always confused me. I don't know why. It's manat. Okay. Yeah, Turkmenistan's currency is manat. This Sardar Berdi Muhammadov's father was a guy called Gurbanguly Berdi Muhammadov. The guy was a dictator. He came in to power with a promise to bring in democracy, freedom, individual freedoms and all that. He threw out a guy called Sapar Murat Niyazov. Sapar Murat Niyazov, then Gurbanguly Berdi Muhammadov, then, what is his name? Sardar Berdi Muhammadov. All these guys have turned out to be dictators. Even the guy who was come to replace the previous guy, saying that, look, I won't be like my predecessor, they all have been very, very dictatorial. This is one of the most, this is not a country that's open to foreigners, Turkmenistan. It doesn't have great relations with a lot of countries, actually, including in that region. So, Turkmenistan's capital, as you can see here, Ashgabat. What is it? Ashgabat. Then we have Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, what is mentioned? Kyrgyzstan. You could write Kyrgyzstan. Bishkek, that's the capital. What is the president? Sadir Zaparov. Sadir Zaparov. Okay, and the currency is Som. Yeah, there are two countries that are same currency. Okay, so but slight change in spelling actually. One is Som, S-O-M, the other is S-O-U-M, the third is Somoni. I mean, actually. Which country has been elected chair of the 62nd session of the United Nations Commission for Social Development? India. Okay, it is India, my friends. And what should you know about this? Is the first time we are discussing, UN Commission for Social Development. It is headquartered in New York City. New York City. It was founded in 1946, and it's a part of what is called ECOSOC, United Nations Council for Economic and Social Cooperation. Okay, and social organization, economic and social organization. One more thing you need to know is that this is headed by a man called Nicholas Hannigan of Iceland. So the Secretary General is Nicholas Hannigan. Nigeria has just elected a new president. The capital is Abuja. The new president is Bolo Tinubu. Bolo Tinubu. Okay, and the currency of Nigeria is Naira. Was it Naira? Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi was in India as the chief guest at the Republic Day function. Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, President of Egypt. Turkish president is in deep trouble following the earthquakes even before that. Recep Erdogan. Indonesia has a new president, is leading for the elections. Joko Widodo. Joko Widodo. You could also write Indonesia proposed new capital. Proposed new capital. Proposed new capital of Indonesia is Nusantara. Nusantara on Borneo Island. On Borneo Island. Borneo Island. Which nation recently tested its Hwasong 15 intercontinental ballistic missile? That's North Korea, my friends. See, this is North Korea. You will find it here. Okay. Its missiles can reach the United States East Coast. That means practically every place on Earth. Because North Korea believes that, except for China and Russia, other countries are out to destroy. Especially three countries are out to destroy: Japan, South Korea, and the US. Okay, and North Korea, a communist country, is run from the capital Pyongyang. Kim Jong-un is leader, not the president. Leader, because there is no president. Only his papa, Kim Jong-il is the president for life. Only the father of Kim Jong-un, named Kim Jong-il, could be the president for life. See, president for life we say, but Kim Jong-il became the president in 1994 and he died in 2011. Since then, he has been the president for life. Yeah. So the North Koreans are there everywhere, my friends. It's a very dangerous country. And what currency would you need to spend in North Korea to be not to use stuff in North Korea? Won. But then you have to understand, you won't be able to go here that in fact most countries in the world don't have regular relations with North Korea. We do have, but most countries don't. Tokyo, um, Fumio Kishida is the prime minister. South Korea, China, Vietnam, these are all pretty old ones. We've been discussing these things. But remember, three countries are taken as to be sworn enemies of North Korea: South Korea, Japan, and of course the United States. So the goal of North Korea is to be able to develop missiles, warheads that could reach any part of the US. That's the idea. Which Bollywood actor was recently appointed the National Ambassador of Child Rights for UNICEF India? This is an easy question. Most of you will be familiar with Ayushman Khurrana. So there's hardly anything for us to discuss here. Brigadier retired B.D. Mishra was recently sworn in as the Lieutenant Governor of Ladakh. What is it? Ladakh. This is Brigadier B.D. Mishra. Now, you could write Ladakh. You could write Ladakh. Largest UT by area. Largest UT by area. Next. Largest UT by area. Lieutenant Governor is B.D. Mishra. You could also write one more thing. This is B.D. Mishra. Lowest density of population among all union territories. Okay. Shall we look at the union? Either the lieutenant governor or the administrator of all these union territories. Jammu and Kashmir has an LG, has a lieutenant governor whose name is Manoj Sinha. Okay. Puducherry has an LG whose name is Dr. Tamilisai. As you would recall, she is the governor of Telangana state. Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan. Okay. Chandigarh has an administrator named Banwari Lal Purohit. Banwari Lal Purohit. Andaman Nicobar Islands, retired D.K. Joshi, Devendra Kumar Joshi. D.K. Joshi. Yeah. Which team claimed its second Ranji Trophy title in 3 years? Saurashtra, right? Saurashtra defeated Bengal in the final. Okay. So Ranji Trophy final, Saurashtra winner, Bengal runner-up, and the player of the series was Arpit Vasavada. of Gujarat. Vasavada, Gujarat. Of Gujarat. Arpit Vasavada of Gujarat. I think he scored 81 runs in the final. Ranji Trophy is named after Dilip Singh Ji, who was ruler of Navanagar in Gujarat. Okay. For which age group did the Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan launched a learning teaching material named Jadui Pitara for the foundational stage. You could write this 3 to 8 years. Jadui Pitara dash strengthens, aims to strengthen aims to strengthen um, conceptual understanding, aims to strengthen conceptual understanding among children of 3 to 8 years of age, Next, in this age group, children learn children learn is better now. Children best learn best through play, play, comma, activity and activity. Activity is doing something or other. Yeah. Which institution launched Kavach 2023, a national level hackathon to tackle cyber threats and provide effective solutions? All of them, actually. But we can write about one particular thing. All India Council for Technical Education is headed by T.G. Sitaraman. T.G. Sitaraman. T.G. Sitaraman. Yeah. That's the chairperson of AICT. Anubhuti, the world's largest and unique park. The world's largest and a unique park for Divyangs. Divyangs are differently abled. Will come up in Nagpur. So this park would be spread across 90,000 square feet. 90,000 square feet. Okay. Now that's one. Two. This has a lot of recreational activities for people of all 21 disabilities. It is believed that there are 21 disabilities, and this park has something or the other for people of all disabilities, people with all kinds of weird disabilities. When I say weird, we may not even believe that some kind of discipline that exists, my friends. See, I do not like to say the disability. I think it's just a differently abled thing. People are differently abled. Some kids are better abled, some are not so better abled. That's how it is, my friends. Yeah. Someone who has one limb is better enabled than someone who has no limbs. You understand that? So it's always relative in these things. You see, these all things are matters of luck. Birth is an accident. Every kind of thing in life is a bonus. I'm not giving any can, but this is a fact of life that we are plain lucky. The fact that we have access to education, the fact that we are open to learning is a matter of luck. So you should use every bit of luck to build a better future for yourself. Yeah, a little hard work today can take you places, my friends. Yeah. So this park has a lot of adapted facilities for hydrotherapy, for smell garden, touch and smell garden. Plenty of things, my friends. So I was reading literature on this particular thing, and I was quite fascinated with all these things. Things are changing, my friends. Everywhere things are changing for better. They should be changing for better. Now, could we look at some kind of uniqueness about each of these places? Like Ahmedabad is home to the PRL, Physical Research Laboratory, PRL. Lucknow is home to the CDRI, Central Drug Research Institute. Then Kochi is home to the NPOL, Naval physical and oceanographic laboratory. Naval physical and oceanographic laboratory. Okay, so naval physical and oceanographic laboratory. Next, I think that should be fine. Hey, Hyderabad, my city. ICRISAT, easy to write. ICRISAT, International Crop Research. I repeat, International Crop Research. International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Research. I repeat, International Crop Research Institute for SEMI, semi-arid, ARID, arid tropics, TROPICS, tropics. Fair. With a climate performance index of 0.76, which country has been classified as a leader among the G20 nations striving to mitigate. Mitigate means lessen the impact of climate change. It's India, my friends. India has taken multiple steps in the recent past to lessen the burden of climate change. This is good for our people, for our country, because the cleaner the environment, the better the use of, let's say, use of renewables, things that aren't damaging to the environment, the better will be our future. So G20 comprises the 19 top economies plus the European Union. So all of them are G20 members. Okay. First in India, which High Court published its judgments in the regional language. This is another good thing. Kerala. It's Kerala. You know how many, which is the oldest High Court in India? You could write this. Oldest High Court in India, Calcutta High Court, July 1862. July 1862. 99 years after this, the Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta, was established. The first ever IIM in India was established at Calcutta. So Calcutta has been a pioneer. And another reason why this was established in Calcutta in 1862 is that the British government had its capital, the British Indian government had its capital in Calcutta. Okay. So Calcutta, the oldest High Court. Second oldest would be Mumbai or Bombay High Court. But if you to be precise, my friends, this is 14th August. Okay. And third, Madras High Court, same year. Madras High Court, 15th August. That's why I gave these numbers. Okay. July 1862, Calcutta. Then August 14th, 1862, Bombay. August 15th, 1862, Madras High Court. Okay. Which are the youngest high courts in India? The youngest high courts in India are AP High Court and Telangana State High Courts. Okay, two high courts, AP High Court and Telangana High Court. They were established in, if I'm not wrong, sometime on the 1st of January 2019. You can simply say January 2019. So the youngest high courts, Telangana and AP High Courts, two separate high courts. The oldest high court, Calcutta, July 1862. According to the Sansad Ratna Awards 2023, who will be honored with the Dr. APJ's Awul Pakir Jainul Abidin Abdul Kalam Lifetime Achievement Award for his contribution to the Parliament and the Indian people over the years. This is T.K. Rangarajan, Communist Party leader, who was a Rajya Sabha member on two separate occasions. So this year, the Sansad Ratna Awards have been given to, this is a lifetime achievement. What Sri Rangarajan got is a lifetime achievement, but every year the Sansad Ratna Awards are given to some MPs, members of Parliament. This time 5 Rajya Sabha MPs and 8 Lok Sabha MPs have been honored with the Sansad Ratna Awards. Okay, so some of these are here. Okay. As you know, Dr. Abul Pakir Jainul Abidin Abdul Kalam was the president of India. He was also a former director. He's also a former director, great scientist, of course, Bharat Ratna recipient, and more importantly, for some people, he is the father of the Indian missile program. The father of the Indian missile program. Identified by the winners of the Dada Saheb Phalke International Film Festival Awards. All of them are winners, but to this we could add a few more things. By the way, best film, this was directed by Vivek Agnihotri, Kashmir Files, directed by Vivek Agnihotri. Film of the year, RRR or Triple R, SS Rajamouli. Critics Award. So let's write few more award. Critics Award for Best Actor. So Critics Best Actor. Varun Dhawan. Varun Dhawan for this film called Bhedia. Bhedia. Then Critics Award for Best Actress. Critics Award for Best Actress. Vidya Balan for the film Jalsa, 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 for the film Jalsa. Next, two more prizes. Dada Saheb Phalke International Film Award. Dada Saheb Phalke International Award. Dada Saheb Phalke International Award for outstanding contribution to. For outstanding contribution to, below that, write A, music, Hariharan. Oh, terrific singer, Hariharan. And films, the great Hindi actress Rekha. So these are all the awards, my friends. Okay, who was Dada Saheb Phalke? Dada Saheb Phalke made Raja Harishchandra. If you want to write in a nutshell, I can give you Raja Harishchandra. You could write like this: Raja Harishchandra, 1913, India's first silent film or first silent motion picture. First silent motion picture. Okay, this was the first silent feature film in India. Motion movie, characters moved, but there were no dialogues. Okay, so Raja Harishchandra was directed by Dada Saheb Phalke. Dada Saheb Phalke, and that year was 1913, and this turned out to be the first ever full scale or full time silent motion picture, my friends. Okay, and you also need to know that he is a father of Indian cinema. Father of Indian cinema. Father of Indian cinema. Okay, next. The Ministry of Culture organized the first G20 culture group meet in Khajuraho, which is in Madhya Pradesh. See, the Khajuraho temple. Khajuraho is home to a lot of Hindu and Jain temples, and almost all of these were built between 880 to 1880, about 200 years, and this was built. These temples were built by the Chandela dynasty, the rulers of the Chandela dynasty, Chandela kings. Okay, Khajuraho is home to a very, very famous temple, a beautiful temple called Kandariya Mahadev Mandir. So Khajuraho is home to Kandariya Mahadev Mandir. Okay, Cuttack is a twin city of Bhubaneswar. We know Bhubaneswar, the capital of Odisha. So Cuttack and Bhubaneswar are called twin cities. They're called twin cities. just to bring in something, my friends, some airports for a change. Okay, Patna airport is called Loknayak Jayaprakash Narayan International Airport. Loknayak Jayaprakash Narayan, he was called JP, Jayaprakash Narayan International Airport in Patna. Jaipur Award, airport is called Jaipur International Award. Sorry, airport. Cuttack Airport is in Bhubaneswar, where the Bhubaneswar Airport is called Biju Patnaik Airport. Biju Patnaik Airport. Biju Patnaik International Airport. Chennai International Airport. Yeah. By the way, who is the Minister of Culture? The Union Minister of Culture is Kishan Reddy. G. Kishan Reddy. G. Kishan Reddy. He is also the Minister of Tourism. Also the Ministry of Development of Northeast Region. Donor. So 3 ministries are headed by G. Kishan Reddy. The Minister of Culture, the Ministry of Tourism, and the Ministry of Development of Northeast Region. Which space agency will launch Israel's first space telescope, the telescope mission, the ultraviolet transient astronomy satellite called the UltraSat in early 2026? NASA is the National Aerospace and National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Sometimes the most easiest of things, we falter at the most easiest of things. National Aeronautics, Aeronautics and Space Administration. NASA is the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. It's a space agency of the US, my friends. Okay. Like CNS is the French space agency. This is a French full form, but the English would be the National Center for Space Studies. National Center for Space Studies. Japan Aeronautics Exploration Agency. Yes. CNSA, China National Space Administration. China National Space Administration. Okay. We got all. But that NASA was a very funny thing. Green bonds of which municipal corporation have been listed on the National Stock Exchange, marking the first ever green bond issue by a municipal corporation in India. Well, the answer is Indore Municipal Corporation. But what is a green bond? You could write this: green bond. Bond issued for purpose of financing projects that contribute positively to the environment. Okay, yeah. As you know, Indore is also the cleanest city in India. Yeah. I think they raised some 700 crores through these green bonds, with the highest percentage in Bhim UPI transactions in the private sector category, bank category. Which bank has been awarded the Pratishta Puraskar under the DigiDhan Awards by the MeitY, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, headed by Ashwini Vaishnav. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Karnataka Bank, headed by Mahabaleshwara. I will give the name as it appears: Mahabaleshwara MS. That's the way it appears on their website, Karnataka Bank website. This is the chairperson and MD, CMD. We can take 2 more banks, shall we? Yeah. RBL Bank. We never discussed RBL Bank. RBL Bank is R. Subramanya Kumar. Subramanya Kumar. R. Subramanya Kumar. Chalo, one more. CSB or Karur Vysya Bank? I think CSB. Order. The center ones we take. Will not take DCP and Karur Vysya Bank. See, when you say Karur Vysya Bank, it is Ramesh Babu. I'm familiar with the names, but let's not overload ourselves with information. Okay. CSB Bank, Pralay Mondal. CEO is Pralay Mondal. Pralay Mondal. Identify the correct statements from those given below. All of them are correct. The new CEO of Niti Aayog is BVR Subramaniam. Niti, as you know, is the National Institution for Transforming India. It has a CEO, a vice chairperson, and a chairperson. Chairperson is always the Prime Minister of India. So, Prime Minister is the ex officio chairperson of Niti Aayog. Coming to the vice chairperson of Niti Aayog, it is Suman Beri. Currently, the vice chairperson is Suman Beri, and BVR Subramaniam is a new CEO. He succeeds Parmeshwaran Iyer. What is it? Parmeshwaran Iyer, who is the new ED of the World Bank. World Bank. Yeah, the last one, of course, Rajesh Roy is CMD of ITI, Indian Telephone Industries. That's a fairly simple one. The New START Treaty was the last remaining nuclear arms control treaty between the US and Russia, of course. Yeah, START is Strategic Treaty Arms Reduction. You could write this. Strategic. See, there are two ways of looking at Strategic Arms Treaty for Arms Reduction, or simply put, Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty. Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty. There is no standard full name. Okay? Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty dash US and Russia dash expiry date 2026 dash limited rather, because Russia pulled out recently. Russia said we no longer want to be a part of START treaty. We don't want to be a part of START. So they pulled out, and so what was to expire in 2026 is no longer going to be, does not exist today. So what was this treaty about? You could write limited nuclear warheads bombs to 1550. Deployed warheads, yes, not nuclear warheads, deployed warheads, ready to fire warheads. Limited deployed warheads to 1550 and deployed missiles and bombers, BOMBERS, bombers to 700. So neither the US nor the Russian Federation could have more than 1550 deployed nuclear warheads, nor they could have more than 700 deployed missiles or bombers under this treaty. But Russia has pulled out of this treaty. Pretty poor. So what are the declared nuclear weapons powers in the world? See, 5 members of the UN Security Council are all nuclear members. Okay, like declared countries that have tested nuclear bombs. Okay, we have the P5, which is basically the US, the UK, United Kingdom, France. We have Russia and China. All of them had tested nuclear bombs. Then that's one. Two, we have countries that have tested nuclear weapons. Three, four more countries. One is India. Then we have Pakistan. Then we have North Korea and Israel. Israel does not say whether it has a nuclear bomb or not. It doesn't confirm nor does it deny because of its policy called NCND. Neither confirm nor deny. That's their policy. Okay. Thank you for being here. Have a lot of fun. Stay curious. And yeah, that's, NASA was a funny thing actually. Yeah. So happens, but that's something that I always tell my students. See, it's okay not to remember all the things that you read, but spend some time learning. It is very important to spend some time learning. Take 15 minutes of your time. Okay, after this class, let's say pick some topic of your choice, read it for 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Tell yourself that in the time that I'm going to learn to learn here, two things may happen. While I'm learning, two things may happen. One, that I may not understand everything, and two, that I may not remember everything. So it always happens that we don't understand all the things that we read. We don't really remember all the things we hear. But we need to spend some time. We start to read sentence 1, 2, 3, 4. We have understood some parts of it, some parts we didn't really get some parts. No problem. Continue to spend. At the end of those 10 to 15 minutes, you would realize that while you might not have understood everything and you might not be able to recall everything, you still would have got some basic idea. And that basic idea, ladies and gentlemen, is what will take you forward. If you continue to do this on a consistent basis, this small idea, basic idea will become an advanced idea after some time. So please try to spend some time every day. Once again, stay curious and thank you for being here. Thank you so much.